This Warriors Live Podcast 2024. Welcome to another edition of That's My Team. Ahead of team naming for round 15, the Warriors' huge clash with Melbourne Storm. We're going to be there, Brad. Only a few days to go, mate. And only, 60 hours until you have to get on a plane? How you feeling, bro?
I know. I'm racing a southerly out of this joint as well. There's a hell of a storm coming in. So, no, I'm going all right, though. It's cold as a witch's tit here today. Look at me, straight off site, still rugged up, just frozen to the bone. But, yeah, no, everything's looking good. I haven't looked at Auckland weather. Been focused on what I'm missing and that down here and getting out of here for a good tailwind up my jacksie.
Yeah, fair bit of rain around on Friday. You kind of look like you're sitting in a fishing hut or something.
Just done a bit of inshore trawling. Good load. I got 3 cases of red cod, some flatties, couple of ghosties, and just money for the pisser really. And at the end of the day, just get out there and the weather's good.
We're brought to you by Kingz Container Crew, of course. If you're for your container packing, unpacking solutions, head to kingscontainercrew.com. And if you want a job with those fellas, hit the Work With Us tab. Thanks to Kingz. Also, Mix and Pick, that game will be up and running. Sure, Brian will be whipping up some questions as we speak. Now, if you don't know about the Mix and Pick TWL challenge, search for Mix and Pick in your app store, get the app, bunch of questions about the upcoming games, some trivia, a few polls. Yeah, it's all good fun. And win some TWL merch as well. And bragging rights over your mates.
Some sick merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, so Brad, we are heading up to Auckland for the Storm game, your first ever Mount Smart visit.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking exciting.
It is. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I've started the piles of clothes to then select out of the piles and delete out. I've got a load of washing that I was meant to do yesterday. Hopefully I've got enough drying days. Yeah, I'm pushing shit up a hill here.
Fine.
I'll be on the plane and a pair of jeans with wet pockets. But yeah, so I'm slowly getting everything set up. Mate, just went to the doctor, made sure I've got all my prescription meds, and no, I'm good to go. Good to go. Jesus, I'm going to be at that bloody airport at 5:30 in the morning. But
well,
Tracy's
now that it's too late. Now that it's too late. I mean, you had the option to leave at a normal time and just fly direct, but you chose to get the early flight and come up from Christchurch with me.
Wow. It was suggested by you. You waved the old Karu Lounge ticket in my face. You know I'm a sucker for something free. So, yeah, no shit, I'll make Tracy get up 2 hours earlier than she should. Leave our kids in their bed and hope they last until Trace gets back home.
Well, it'll be worth it when you churn on one of those little breakfast sausages and some scrambled eggs in the Karu Lounge up here, Brett.
Good little stitch-up yarn, too, because Trace was already sort of a bit, shit, 2 boys, both playing rugby at 9 o'clock Saturday morning, already stressing about that a bit. And then we got an email or message from the rugby team, to remind us that it's the exchange competition this weekend with the Temuka lads. That we had put our name down
are you?
2 billets.
Oh, no.
Now, Tracy, she's looking at the weather going, it's going to rain, the fields will be closed, they'll call this off. I don't mind if they come, though. I don't mind, but they'll call it off, They'll call it off. So she's...
Have you ever billeted kids before from visiting teams?
No, I didn't know it still existed.
Yeah, it's a real old school thing, eh? You could end up with any little weirdo.
We went up there last year for the other way around switch. And some of the boys in our teams got billeted out with their team. Our kids, they stayed with us in a hotel because, Jesus, couldn't put those silver spoon maggots at a billet's place far out. They might miss out on a free dinner or a bottle of ginger beer at a shop. But yeah, billeting, it's an odd thing, isn't it?
Did you ever do it?
I did, yeah. Always got double billeted with Brendan Panther.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one year we disliked our billet so much, there was this old spacey parlour in Christchurch called Wizards, and it was just had like 800 spacey games in it, and it was just chocker on a Friday. Me and Panther just ran away from our billet through Christchurch. His mum picked us up like ages. We've been looking for you everywhere. So, yeah, righto. Yeah, it's an odd experience.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of trust involved as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm surprised it still goes on in
Surprised
this
they
day
still
and
do.
age.
Mm.
Yeah, because there's no police checks. No one checked our history or anything.
Yeah.
Like when we put our hand up.
Mm. Now this Auckland trip, we're going to have a bit of a TWL catch up during the afternoon of the game for anyone who's keen at Mr. Murdoch's rooftop bar on 4th Street, 2:00. Mosey along if you want to catch up. Otherwise, we'll see if we can swing by Lily World outside the Mount Smart pre-game. But yeah,
And I guess we
hopefully
should
see some of you guys there.
2 or 2:30. We've got a prior engagement at finishing at 1:30. Yeah, so we could be 5 minutes late.
Yeah, we'll send Weasel be floating around. We'll get him to
Our
we'll
hype
get him
man,
to
get the hype man in there for an hour first. Yeah.
Good work from Weez on the pod actually the other day, putting his face out there as well unexpectedly. So yeah, he's going good.
Jeez, he's got a head on him, hasn't he? That beard and the bald skull, and yeah, he's a angry looking fella when you see him like that. But he's not. But gee whiz, if you thought otherwise.
Yeah, I'm glad that we've got him with us on the main streets of Auckland this weekend. Actually,
sounds like Darren Lockyer.
What else did we have? Yeah, so get in touch if you're wanting some more details about catching up, but hopefully we'll see you there on Saturday. Brad, I had to call you on a non-podcast related matter on Friday mornings. Usually it's you calling me. I just usually wait for you to call me and to have a yarn, but I called you at about 9:00 on Friday morning. You almost didn't answer.
No, I didn't.
It was because I was stuck in the bathroom.
Yeah, you needed a bit of professional help, didn't you? Just
yeah.
stuck in there after demolishing it too. Like, set the scene, because you've just torn this bathroom apart with your morning evolutions. So
yeah, all right. We didn't need to talk about that, but
so I just
anyway.
This is how high it was desperation stakes getting out of there. But yeah, we couldn't get you out. I think I need to post the photo of you finally giving up on getting the door off and clambering out of the window and just about doing an ACL at the same time.
Yeah, so I'll put those. Hopefully, those photos will pop up right here if I do my post production right. But yeah, you gave me the options. The mechanism was fucked. There was little bits of metal falling out of it when we took the handles off. Luckily, Ruth was home. If Ruth wasn't working from home that day, I was toast. I had 10% phone on my battery. I had maybe watch one episode of Seinfeld, have a bath, and then I was out of ideas of how to fill in the day. But
have a bath with the meat
window.
Periscope. Get the meat periscope out in the bath. And yeah, that was a long day in the bathroom, isn't it? If your phone's on 10%.
It's a pretty boring bathroom.
Jesus.
Yeah, shit. I was going to take the door off the hinges, but then I thought it was going to be quicker to get out the window. We have these little sort of safety latch things. Just had to unscrew them. But geez, it was a tight fit getting out the window. And it was awkward. It was almost worse getting back in the next day to come in and take the door off.
Did you get a bloke in, or have you just got the door off at the moment?
No, we went and got a replacement. What do you call that?
Striker.
Yeah. Yep. So we've almost got it sorted, but yeah, not quite yet. There's just a little. It's not quite the same as the one that we bought, or the old Windsor.
That's your equivalent of doing Renos, eh? That door, you'll get to it. That door will just be leaning in your hallway for 7 months.
Yeah. So that was quite the Friday ordeal.
Yeah, it was quite nice because I'm always asking you for tech help. It was quite nice. It was a shame I couldn't help you either. I was like, when you asked, I was like, right, here you go, Brad. Here's your chance to shine, man. Just show Will what you know about the business after 25 years. And you still had to climb out the window. It's a fail on my behalf.
Oh. Well, you did give us a bit of help, though. It was good.
Yeah. So we're 2 minutes from a team drop, are we? That's the idea of this.
Yeah. So while we're still waiting for the team list to drop, Brad, Ladbrokes, supporters of the Warriors Life podcast as well, their odds for the premiership Warriors after that big win over the Cowboys have moved up to the 6th line in the market, $26. So
From
outright 6. It's all pretty tight at the top. Penrith 310, Brisbane 550, Roosters $6, Melbourne 650, Sharks $7, and we're next at 26. Manly and Dolphins and Bulldogs all coming next after us on 29. Starting to inch our way up in that market. This weekend's head-to-head odds with Ladbrokes, Warriors the slightest of outsiders, $1.95, Storm $1.87. So even money.
Oh, yeah.
It is such a good opportunity to break that 15-match losing streak. Be a good one to debut on, Brad, for you.
Yeah, it really is. This is a fantastic game to head up to for a first one at Mount Smart. Even, red hot form, and the Storm, I know they played insane last week, but I think we can beat them in the form we're in and even if they could help us by having not quite a big day, make it that much easier. But geez, we're going to have a red hot crack against these guys this weekend, I reckon.
Yeah, really played our way back into form. Got half a dozen top liners back last week, and hoping for another one or two. Right now, Brad, it's dropped. If you're keen for me to run you through the team, hopefully
Please.
we'll have a graphic up as well for this one. So Warriors versus Storm, Mount Smart Stadium at 7:30 on Saturday, New Zealand time. The team is Chance, Nickel Klodstad, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, and Marcelo Montoya on the wings. Rocco Berry outstanding in his return from injury last week. Adam Pompey in the centres. Temade Martin moves to the number 6 with Sean Johnson returning after missing the last 3 games. At halfback, looks like the forward pack's unchanged from the team that was named last Tuesday. Adam Fanua-Blake and Jackson Ford in his new role where he starred last week. Wade Egan at hooker, Marata Nukore and Mitch Barnett in the second row. Tohu Harris again named to start at lock. There was a late change last week with Dylan Walker starting, and it seemed to work very well. So if that happens again, the interchange, as we predicted, Chanel Harris-Tavita slotting into the number 14 jersey, and the rest of the bench, Dylan Walker, Jazz Tavanga, and Kurt Capewell. Mighty fine-looking team, wouldn't you say, Brad?
Jeez whiz, that's a great team. That is the strongest we've fielded this year, I reckon. I love Chanel Harris-Tavita in that number 14 role. Bumped Lussick, which I think is a fair enough call. I reckon Chanel's going to provide some absolute defensive punch at the back end of a game. I think he'd be a crisper passer than Freddie, maybe. I like that.
And more versatility too.
Yeah, I think that all of that is probably exactly how everyone felt it'll be named this week, eh? Bar that sort of the interchange was probably a little bit up in the air.
Yeah, up in the air. But no, very, very juicy looking lineup. The reserves, Tom Ale, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, still to return, Tane Tuapiki, Freddie Lussick, Jacob Laban. Now, Webby has already said today that Roger is still another week away. If he's definitely not going to play, I really don't understand why they name players in the reserves. Is it for the slim chance that they might return?
Is it so you don't
just so they get
someone
used
that
to
could be
seeing
playing New South Wales Cup, though? If he's not going to play, like there's back cover. I don't know. Because the one thing I'm noticing off those reserves there, where's Bunty? Is he playing New South Wales Cup?
Yeah, good point. Be interesting to see that team list come out as well. Suddenly they've got a few decent players back, and they had the bye last week. The New South Wales Cup team, they're playing on Saturday over in Sydney, I think, against Magpies.
What about the
Melbourne Storm team. Yeah, so a couple of changes for them. No Ryan Pappenhausen still, so Suat Whangalongo will be at fullback. Grant Anderson and Xavier Coates on the wings. Still no Will Warbrick. Dean Iramea and Nick Meaney in the centres. So Remus Smith has been ruled out. Another one out for the Storm. Tyron Wishart, Jarum Hughes in the halves. Cam Munster, of course, out for another 6 weeks or so. The pack, Tui Kamakamita and Josh King at prop. Harry Grant at hooker. Sean Bloor and the former Warrior Aliasa Katoa in the second row. Trent Liero at lock. A bench of Bronson Garlick, Christian Welsh, Nelson Asafa Solomona, and Joe Chan. So, yeah, it's not looking too daunting compared to when you normally play the Storm, particularly no Munster Pappenhausen, a couple of outside backs missing.
Well, there's a couple of names in there that don't mean much to me. Like, who's Grant Anderson? He sounds like a carpet salesman. But I've never heard of him. I'm sure they're great, but that forward pack doesn't. Katoa's been playing good. Grant's obviously insane. What have their props been going like? Josh King and Kamakathitha?
Yeah, pretty. I mean, solid enough to have the Storm at the top of the table.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, true.
but I mean, yeah, I think on paper you think we've got a rotation to match them. Plenty coming off the bench, and Welch and Asafa Solomona, of course, and Joe Chan's handy. Bronson Garlick, the utility, but yeah, that's about as good as you can hope for without getting the Storm on a Origin weekend with their other rep players out. So, man, it is really that opportunity to break that streak.
And like Ladbrokes have it, it's 50-50, this one. Really is. And of course, like a 50-50, I think we've got more of a chance. But yeah, she's a coin toss. I don't know.
That 15-match streak, Brad, the longest of any team versus team rivalry in the last 50 years.
What?
Yeah.
Is it worse than the old Canberra St. George one?
Yeah, there's like a little win in there somewhere.
Wow.
It's right up there.
Oh, wow. There it is.
That'll bloody do us, eh? Early mark. You need to go and have a cup of cocoa and sit by the fire, I reckon.
Yeah. What is it? Born? What's that Born one? Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's do that. Get warm.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. And we'll see you bright and early on Friday morning at Christchurch Airport. I'm sure you'll be hearing from us over the weekend. And take care. I'll be potting with Fonz tomorrow. A bit of a preview of the game and some of his thoughts on the way things are going. Brad, you can have the day off, mate, if you like.
Yeah, I need a breather, man. I need a breather. Yeah. I got shit.
Sounds good. Righto, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll catch you next time.